So now I'm going to show you how to cast off, or some people call it binding off. Now when we cast off, we have to make sure that our cast off is not going to be too tight, but it's going to be as stretchy and elastic as the fabric underneath. So we put our needle in, tension our yarn, and we knit the first stitch. Then we knit the second stitch, and we're going to pass this stitch, the first stitch, over the top of the second stitch. So I use my left hand needle and I slip it in like that, and then I hold my yarn that's attached to this second stitch here, I'd hold it a little bit firmly so that I can pass the first stitch over the top. And we've cast off that first stitch. So I knit another stitch. Now we don't want to make it too tight, so I'm knitting loosely. In fact, you can often cast off using a needle size that's 3 sizes bigger than what you've been knitting on, and that'll ensure that this is going to be an elastic, loose bind off. You also don't want it too loose. So I'm going to pass this stitch. Now what I often do is just give it a bit of a tug to keep it loose and pass it over the stitch I've just knitted. And there it is there. That's it there. So I'm going to knit another stitch, slip my needle, left hand needle into the stitch before it, stretch it a little bit, pass it over the top like this, and I can see that's going well. So as I cast off, I stop. No, I feel this. You don't want it too loose, but it still has to be loose enough. So I stretch it a bit, cast it over, and then keep this stitch on this needle quite loose too. Knit the next one, pass this one over. Knit the next one, pass this one over. Just gather my stitches up so they're ready. Knit the next one, pass this one over. And as you can see, that's good. If it's too loose, it's going to look sloppy, but that looks nice. So I'll do a few more. I've got quite a lot of knitting to do here, so I won't go completely to the end, but then I'll show you how to finish off. So I'll cast off. Now again, this is a great cast off, and you can use it for most things. So just say I'm at the end of my row here and I want to finish. I take my needle out, I check that this is good and that's just as stretchy, so that's looking lovely. And I've got this loop here, so I take my ball of yarn, just wind it up a little bit so it's easier, and then I'm going to slip the ball of yarn through here, through that loop, like that. You can also cut off the tail and slip the tail through. And then I'm going to pull it straight. And later on I can cut this off and darn it in, and that's your finished fabric.